Hello everyone and welcome to part 13 of the React series. Today we will learn different condition operators which include if statement, element variable, logical and ternary conditional operators. It works similarly in React that how it works in JavaScript. If you are new, please do subscribe, press the bell icon to get all the notifications. Let's get started. In the previous lesson, we learned how to filter list by language and filter down the list on the screen. However, if a specific language like React is missing from the array, we want to display a message instead. To do this, we will use the condition if a value is present in the array, display the filter component, otherwise display the message. Before I begin the topic, I want to fix the bug that causes my header to jump when I filter like this. So to fix this, go to the style.css file and remove this minimum height property and save it and everything will be good. Now it's work. Now in the list.js file, we render our list of users detail and I want to show and hide elements based on certain conditions. We are fetching data from the app.js file. It is part 13 of the React series, that's why all code is written here already. You can check from the first part if you are curious. Now I am going to apply the condition in list.js file. The first approach, I am going to use the ternary operator. It is shorter and simpler. It is represented by a question mark and has 3 operands. Like this. We can use this operator directly in JSX, wrapping in curly braces, because whenever we use JavaScript expression, we wrap it with curly braces. First, we will check if there are no items in the array list. So, array selected code length, compare it with 0, use question mark, and here we will return the paragraph that says there is no detail. But if expected data is found in the array, we will return that transform array element. So after the colon, use the parenthesis and cut it from here, the app method, and paste it here. Now if I save it, go to the screen and select the React, and here it shows the message there is no detail yet. So depending on the condition, either the first or the second expression gets executed and render the component. The second approach, we can use AND operator. It represented with 2 ampersands, which can also use inside JSX. First, let me explain how it works. So if the condition is met, it is going to evaluate the right side of the expression, and if the condition doesn't match, it won't check further and return the statement false. So it always going to return true the expression. In the list component, use curly braces, and here we will provide 2 statements. The first, check if the array is empty. Copy this, paste it here. It displays a message. Cut it and use the 2 ampersand and paste it here. And the second, check if the array's length is greater than 0, use greater sign, then it render a list on the. So we will use the 2 ampersand instead of question mark. Also remove this. In the following example, each condition is checked, first condition and the second condition, and only the statement that is met or true causes the statement to be executed. Now save it and go to the screen, and here it's working. The third, we are going to use element variable. This is an alternative way to handling condition. Variables can be used to store elements and help in rendering a component condition. In this approach, we can declare a variable in the function component named filter container and store the message here. I am going to Copy this message from here and paste it to the filter container, and also we can use the let. It has the benefit that we can use anywhere in the JSX more than one time if situation is required. And then we will pair this variable with if statement to render the conditional part and update the value of variable accordingly. Let's check if we do have the atoms in the array. The array selected code length is greater than 0, and if it is, we will override the value of the variable filter container and set the map method to. I'm going to cut it from here and paste it. I'm also going to remove these conditions from here. And then in JSX, we will add that variable as an expression, enclosing it in curly braces, filter container. It works dynamically to return either a message or as an array. Now save it, and here it will show the message if array is empty and show list. Now we will execute code based on condition using if return statement. This is the most basic approach to apply the condition. So here in vanilla JavaScript, if a statement execute a block of code if the condition returned true. But in React, it renders different components or JSX elements entirely according to specified condition. Also remember to not use it condition inside JSX, it won't work. Before I use the if statement, I want to extract filter logic into a new component where I will execute condition and re-render component because only a portion of the JSX that we return change. We don't want to change this drop down list but only return the component to the array list element. So in the component folder, create a user filter.js and here declare the arrow function, file name user filter, the argument and return JSX element. Return section and export this file. Now I want to move this map method which produce a list item to the file return state. Wrap them in curly braces. This component must be imported into userFilter.js file to return a list element. Import list from list file. Now go ahead and import the user filter component into the list component. Add this import user filter function from. Add this element in JSX. Move this variable and add user filter element. Now user filter.js file selected course array is not present. So we must supply it to the child component. Declare the list item attribute and use this selected course function as a value. As a result, inside userFilter.js file, selected course should be replaced by the props.list item. And here, parenthesis, add the props argument. Now save it and go to the list.js file. Now here I will remove this save now. And here in the component function, I am using f to determine whether there are any items in the array by the comparing array length, which is props.list items length and compare it with 0. And if there are, I will return a different JSX element, return paragraph message. There is item yet. Otherwise, I will return a different JSX code that will output list. No need to use else statement. Now if I save it and go to the browser and select the React empty list, and here it is showing the message there is no items yet. If I selected the JavaScript, it shows the component rather than the message. So today we learn how to apply the different condition and render list on the screen or the message. That's all for today's guys. That's in this video here. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment and share, and if you are new, please check out the React tutorial playlist.